Senegence launched these Glowify sticks in the middle of July, and they are so awesome. So these are great for someone who just wants like a quick, easy, foolproof way to just throw in a little bit of eyeshadow and go. If you're someone that doesn't use eyeshadow a whole lot, this will be your jam because it's extremely difficult to mess up. Like, these are foolproof. You cannot mess these up, okay? They are so good. But they're also great for the makeup lovers that just want to play with more makeup and want to add something more to your makeup routine. So they are sticks. They are shadow sticks. Come in a little tube like this, and they are twist up crayons. They're kind of thicker. I mean, they're not super thick. They're not too thick. They like fit perfectly on the eyes. They also come with a sharpener on the end if you like to sharpen them. I personally don't. I don't mind the roundedness. I think it works great. So let me swatch them all really quick for you, and then I'll show you how to apply. This is champagne. So pretty. Then we have rose gold. I don't know if you can tell really well on camera, but the rose gold has like much more of like a pinky undertone, whereas the champagne is more of like a vanilla. But they're both lighter, really reflective. Then we have cocoa. Oh, it's so pretty too. Cocoa. And then bronzed taupe. Bronzed taupe. They come in a little crayon. They are like a balmy texture, so they do have a little bit of blendability. They're very blendable. I shouldn't say a little bit. They're extremely blendable. They're very thin and comfortable feeling, which is really nice. You can see they're very reflective. They're just very difficult to mess up, honestly. I know people are gonna have questions about the comparison of these to Shadow Sense, so I just wanted to show you really quick, like application-wise. This is the bronzed taupe shade. You can see it's got like a balmy texture. It blends out really nicely. It's more of a sheer formula, but you can build up the pigmentation, but it's not like uber pigmented right away, which is especially nice for people that are newer to makeup or need just something quick and easy. Versus Candied Cocoa Shadow Sense is thicker in formula. It's thicker in formula, it's more pigmented. It does still blend out to be sheer, but you can like feel it more. I don't know if that even makes sense, but the Glowifies are more like lighter weight on the skin and just really balmy, whereas the Shadow Sense just has a little more substance to it. They can be used together, they can be used on their own. I'm gonna show you how quick and easy it is to apply. I've been loving the rose gold on my lids lately, and literally all you do is draw. If you passed kindergarten, you can use these. Super, super easy. Just draw it on. I'll usually take my finger and like tap out the edges. No brushes needed. Super, super simple. Can you see that? So I love the rose gold because I feel like it's very similar to my skin tone, and so it just looks like very natural and kind of a subtle sheen on the lids. So easy, quick, you could throw in some mascara and go, but you can also build up with them as well. They layer beautifully over top of Shadow Sense. Shadow Sense layers beautifully over top of these. You can even like take a little bit of the darker shade and kind of hit the outer edge of your lid. Personally, I haven't been doing this too much because it is a lot of shimmer, and I do like to kind of have some mattes and shimmers together on my eyes. I don't like just straight shimmers, but this will definitely add some dimension there. I mean, look at that. That's the cocoa and the rose gold. Really pretty. All of these colors look fantastic all over the lid here. All of the colors look beautiful just all over the lid, blended out, which I love, especially because like I'm quite fair, and even these darker shades look great just all over the lid. So they're a good base if I wanted to go darker with a smoky eye, but even just leaving them by themselves, they're not too dark. I'm gonna finish up my eye makeup and I'll be back to show you how they work on the face as well. Okay, makeup is finished. Look how good this eye look looks. It's so flattering. It's so good. So I added my 3 staple shadows, the 3 that I always have with me if I'm ever traveling. My 3 staple shadows, they pretty much are used in almost every single look that I do. They're ones that I recommend to so many people because I just use them so much. You saw me put on the rose gold all over and then the cocoa in the outer corner. And then this is Natural Tan Shadow Sense, and I just put that above my crease area and underneath my lash line just to frame the eye a little bit. I put Snow on the inner corners, and then I used Onyx Shadow Sense to do a little bit of a liner. So the GLOWIFY sticks are super fun because they can be worn really minimally, but you can also dress them up and pair them with Shadow Sense to create like a more glam look. And they're just like so natural and reflective. Like it looks like I just have really pretty eyelids. You know? Okay, so I feel like the rose gold and champagne are the ones with the most versatility because for me, I can use them all over my face. So I definitely am grabbing for these ones the most, but these 2 are so pretty all over the eyes as well. So I'm definitely glad that I have all 4 of them. I'm gonna show you how to use the champagne one because I use this one all over. So first of all, I'm gonna put a little bit on the inner corners over top of the snow. For a lot of people, this would be light and bright enough, but for me, I like to have that snow in there to like pop it brighter, and then I'll just tap a little bit of this over. You could go in there and just apply it like this, or you can use a little brush. I forgot to mention that earlier, but these can be applied with a brush or just straight from the crayon. If you're using a brush, use something dense. So this is a dense kind of pencil type brush. It's an E34 from Sigma. I actually used this to add a little more cocoa to the outer corner, just more precisely. You could also use something flat like this. This is a E58 from Sigma for like lid color. Anyway, just gonna grab a little bit of the champagne from there. And then just barely hit that inner corner. It probably won't make much of a difference on camera just because you know, it's light, but in person, I can see that reflection. All right. Now, one thing that I love these for that I didn't use Shadow Sense for is facial highlighting. So I would use pearlizer sometimes if I wanted to highlight on my face, but sometimes I wanted something brighter or lighter and I just couldn't ever get that with pearlizer, and I don't love Shadow Sense on my face. My skin is extremely dry, and so Shadow Sense is a little too dry and thick to use on my face, and it dries down to a powder finish, whereas these kind of stay like a balmy texture, but they also don't budge, which is nice. So anyway, I have been using the champagne all over my face, and it's literally like drawing like with a crayon. It's so easy. Just kind of draw a little bit, and then you can use your finger to smudge it out, and it doesn't pick up your makeup underneath, and it just blends beautifully. And then you can see it gets, can you see it? Hits that shine. Be careful not to use too much. When I first started with it, I did way too much, and then it was hard to blend. And so start with less, and you can always like blend and then add more and blend again if you want. It's so pretty. And then I'll also do a little bit on the tip of my nose. Well, a little trick is to do it above the tip. So my actual tip is right here. But if you do it a little higher, it makes it look like the tip of your nose is higher and lifted and has that cute little swoopy swoop. We'll do it down the bridge. And it's just, oh, it's such a good texture. It just is like balmy and blends into the skin, but and just gives that like gorgeous reflection. I don't know if you can see it on my nose. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's so good. It gives such a pretty reflection, whereas Shadow Sense was like there. This looks like skin. I don't know if that, anyway. I also like to do a little bit above the brows to kind of give a little shine, a little lift. I honestly kind of gave up on wearing highlighter because I didn't like powders. They looked too chalky on my skin. I would wear pearlizer sometimes, but it just wasn't bright enough for me. And I didn't like shadow scents. I really just hadn't worn highlight in a very long time. And then also Cupid's bow. Little highlight right there goes such a long way. Also, you can do it here on the, what are these called? I don't know. The points that stick up. Ah, so good, so good. So that was the champagne color. I could also get away with using the rose gold color in the same way, but I love, love, love the champagne for this. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.